This is Chicago's very own WGN Saturday Morning News.
And police are investigating an overnight shooting on the city's north side.
A bizarre scam affecting elderly people in Chinatown to tell you about.
Mexican Independence Day celebrations kick off this weekend in Chicago. We've got what you need to know. All of those stories are coming right up.
But first, let's get a check of the forecast. Tim is in with a look at that.
Yes, second to last weekend of summer and feeling very summery out there as we look towards a little bit of cloud cover out in Aurora. Temperatures on the rise. We're in the low end of the 70s currently at O'Hare. Winds relatively light to totally dead calm. Those will pick up a little bit as we get into the afternoon. That little bit of a lake breeze going to keep things cooler by the lake today. At the moment, though, 70s in the city and 70 in Joliet, but the rest of us all in the 60s so far this morning. And today, a mix of clouds and some sun, kind of that hazy sunshine, and the breeze picks up in the afternoon. Going for high temperatures, quite warm for today. We'll be in the upper end of the 80s if you're inland, closer to the lake, closer to 80 degrees. We'll talk about how long this dry weather lasts coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, well, this weekend, thousands will be in Chicago for Mexican Independence Day celebrations.
They include one event that returns today following a 10-year hiatus. Of course, Judy is there because she likes a good party in Grant Park. What are the details, Judes?
And tacos.
Yes, sign me up for that too. Coming up next at 9, we're learning more about Jewell with a nice WGN tradition.
Can't
Right
wait.
back. The things we have in store.
Watching Chicago's very own WGN News with Sean Lewis, Jewell Hillery, and Tim Joyce with weather. This is WGN Weekend Morning News.
Police are searching for the suspect who shot and killed a man in Austin early this morning.
And a third suspect is charged in the murder of a 12-year-old girl.
It's Mexican Independence Day weekend. We'll show you where you can celebrate around the city. All those stories coming up in just a moment.
But first, we're going to check in with Tim and get a check of our forecast. It was a bit humid this morning when I
just a
stepped
touch
outside.
humid. We're going to see the humidity stay relatively low overall for this weekend, though. Compared to last weekend with our taste of fall, summer making a full comeback this week. Today included, tomorrow as well. Temperature currently 74 at O'Hare as we look at some of those cloudy skies over the airport. No problem getting into or out of any of our area airports for today. Temperatures mostly now in the 70s in the city, still a couple lingering 60s in some of those outlying areas. We'll see that mix of clouds and some hazy sunshine for today, and an unseasonably warm day as well for today as we see highs in the upper end of the 80s inland, a little cooler by the lake where temperatures will be closer to 80 degrees. We will see some pretty dry weather for most of this week. We'll talk about what the temperatures are going to be doing coming up in just a couple minutes.
Well, this weekend, thousands will be in Chicago for the Mexican Independence Day celebrations.
They include one event that returns today following a 10-year hiatus. Judy joined us live from downtown Chicago with more details. Hey, Judy.
About a week left of summer and a week left of summery weather. We'll see a high today around 88 degrees, cooler by the lake where temperatures will be closer to 80 degrees, and we'll keep this going all week long. If you like those highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s, you are definitely in luck. The only problem, gardeners really want to keep on with the watering of the yard and the garden because not a drop of rain inside as we remain bone dry around the region.
Tomato plants are still blooming, everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, welcome again.
Thank
we
you.
are so glad you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
I am so glad not to have to do this show on my own.
It's such a warm welcome. And I guess I'll be back tomorrow because this is my job now.
You sure will. Thanks for joining us, everyone.